Welcome, friends! It's afternoon here. I got home from work and immediately I went into packaging up my kids' Easter baskets, or kind of like helping the Easter Bunny package up the Easter baskets. I had a wonderful week at work, and as soon as I got home today, it was time for my kids to go off and do their swim lesson. So I checked out my YouTube channel and I was really surprised to find a comment on one of my videos from a newer channel I hadn't heard of before, and it sent me down a rabbit hole, friends. Okay, so the channel is called Umbrella Rebellion. Full disclosure, I haven't watched everything on the channel yet, of course, but I am so ready and interested in taking a look at all of their videos, because the videos are made by and feature women who have left the IBLP, hence the Umbrella Revolution part of it. If you're not aware, the leader of IBLP, Bill Gothard, has coined the term umbrella of protection, and a huge focal point of his teaching is that all women and children must remain under the umbrella of protection of the men in their lives, thereby contributing heavily to the establishment of a strong patriarchy within the IBLP. It took me a while to realize it, but eventually I realized that I've seen these people before because they are also available in podcast form. Let me share the trailer for their YouTube page now.
Welcome to Umbrella Rebellion. I'm Marcy.
And I'm Dee.
We are finding healing after leaving a cult.
We will be discussing abuse and personal experience with the ATI, IBLP, and fundamental churches.
Trigger warning.
So unfortunately, YouTube won't even let me play the rest of the trailer for you, but basically the channel is talking about how they are covering topics about ATI, IBLP, and everything that went on with Bill Gothard, and they're there for survivors. So, if you're inclined, please check out their YouTube page and subscribe. Follow them with me. Watch their content, because I know I'm going to be watching and probably incorporating it into my own knowledge of the IBLP and what goes on behind the scenes with families like the Duggars. But guys, I'm also here to do a short rant. Because let me say this, if you've watched my channel from the beginning, you have likely seen a progression in my storytelling about the Duggars. I've tried to be honest and maybe less salacious about some of the background, the stories, and the claims that people make about the Duggar family. I really deeply want to see the best in the Duggars outside of what's happened with Josh. Even though I have strong criticisms of Jim Bob and Michelle, I also have a soft spot in my heart for how hard it is to be a parent, and how most likely they started out wanting to do a good job, to do a better job than their own parents. I mean, isn't that how we all start out? I know I have. I can't be sure where their headspace is now. I've questioned whether or not Josh was ever hurt, or if there was any other that occurred in the family. I'm still giving the benefit of the doubt on these speculations, but I need to step up and say on my channel, I'm getting really discouraged and sometimes angry regarding the fact that everywhere I look, every step I take, in my not even super deep information gathering about the Duggars, I constantly run into men with a track record or allegations of inappropriate offenses. Let's look at this for real. Let's list it out. Starting with number 1, Josh Duggar. In my mind, there is no question that Josh committed crimes against his sisters and accessed CP on his computer at work. I can feel a sense of sympathy and desire to help kids like Josh, but I still recognize this guy is sorely damaged and needs major help that family and church absolutely cannot provide. Number 2, Caleb Williams, the guy Josh wants to blame the CP on. He's a friend of the Duggars, longtime family friends. Caleb is convicted of R. Check it out in my other videos about this. And even afterwards, Caleb was still allowed in the Duggar house, around the girls and working at the car lot. Number 3, Joshua Williams, Caleb's brother, also a family friend, is convicted of domestic crimes against children. You've got to be kidding me. If you check out my other videos, you will see information about these boys' families' connections and how their grandfather is a big name in the IBLP. Number 4, Bill Gothard. Need I say more? Check out my video about this guy, or just type his name into YouTube search, or check Umbrella Rebellion to hear all about the allegations about him. Number 5, Garland Doty Murphy, the doctor I just put a video out about 2 days ago. His daughter is alleging multiple issues, and you can check that out on her blog or on the Sojo files. Number 6, what about Ginger and Jeremy's pastor, John MacArthur? I just put a video out about him and what's going on, but he's been accused of constantly pushing women to stay with their abusive husbands. In the case which is mentioned on julieroys.com, the husband John MacArthur was supporting was found guilty of SMing his own children. Who am I missing? And what is going on here? Even just thinking about how many times we've heard from people like the Holt family that they were willing to let Josh back into their home, or the Duggars saying they know a lot of families who have stories of SM by their sons. When is someone, either Jim Bob or Michelle, going to wake up? Maybe they already have and aren't saying it publicly, but how can they possibly continue to try to fool themselves and others? Come on, guys. There is clearly a major issue within the IBLP and the families that surround the Duggars. Because, let's be honest, by the grace of God, as of right now in my life, I literally have no family members or family friends or doctors or religious leaders who have ever been accused of SA or SM that I know of. Yet the Duggars seem to have so many who are publicly out. Who knows what's going on behind closed doors? Does that not speak to a problem, a major problem within this religion? I love Christianity. I think religion in general can do wonderful things. And if you watch my videos from the beginning of my channel a couple of months ago, you'll see how I progress in talking about this. But how can anyone continue to support and uphold the religious convictions spouted off by Bill Gothard? Michelle and Jim Bob, you did not grow up in this religion. You have the ability and capacity to think outside of what you've indoctrinated your kids into. I really hope you truly are taking a closer look at the people around you and starting to question and wonder why so many victims are popping up in your community. It would make such a difference to have a person like Jim Bob Duggar, Michelle, Gil Bates, or even someone like John MacArthur pop up into the limelight and say, I was wrong, I made a mistake, or a lot of mistakes about getting my family into this organization. I can still be a Christian if I want to. I can still believe I did the best I could with the knowledge I had at the time, but I'm here to say that this doctrine is wrong. It's evil, and it's creating monsters. Friends, I'd love to hear from you. Can you think of any other people in the IBLP who have been disgraced by allegations of misconduct? What do you think about the fact that many leaders in the community still haven't stood up and truly addressed the valid concerns of people, children, girls, and women in their communities that have been victims? Let me know in the comments below. I'm working on my next video about the 5 Browns, a group of 5 Mormon kids who grew up playing the piano for their fame-hungry parents and later accused their father of SM. Thank you for listening to my channel, and now it's time to head down your own rabbit hole.
How can I get rid of habits that I know are wrong?